We are joined by the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish, head coach Muffet McGraw, and student athletes junior guard Skylar Diggins, senior forward Devereaux Peters, and senior guard Natalie Novosel. Coach, an opening statement.
We knew this game was going to be a challenge. Cal is a great team. They're a young team who just continue to get better throughout the year, and they gave us everything we could handle. I think maybe our experience came through a little bit at the end, but boy, they're going to be a great team in the future. I was just so pleased with the way we came out in the second half. I thought we ratcheted up the intensity with our defense, played a little more man-to-man, and I thought we were a little more successful at it. And then we were able to attack the basket and get a little run. I think Sky had a couple of points. That three-point play she had, I thought was a big play in that stretch.
Questions for the student athletes?
This is for Skylar or Deborah, I don't care. What was halftime like? You guys were 31-31, and they were actually, I think they had a little bit more momentum than what you guys had. So was anything said during halftime, or was it more business-like?
I think it was more business-like. You know, we're an older team. We've been here before, and I think we play a lot better when we keep our composure. We know what we have to do to execute and play our own game. And in the first half, we weren't really playing that well. We knew what we needed to fix, and we just came out and did it.
I think it was a lot of communication in the locker room also, just talking about what we see, things that could work. I think offensively we were just missing shots, but we wanted to step up defense. I think we made those adjustments at halftime.
Skylar, when you talk about composure, how do you maintain your composure when you almost get run into the basket standard there?
No, you want to win, and you know, to win we have to all be together. We have to be in the game, and I think that's some of our issues in the past, being able to maintain composure. I think we've done a great job, and like Dev said, you know, we're an older team now, we're older players. We're at home and we're in front of our fans. You know, they did a great job of keeping us, you know, excited and ignited tonight. And you know, you have to keep that composure, especially for me in particular as a point guard.
How did you ratchet up the defense at the start of the second half to cause the 5 steals that you did right away? What consciously went into that?
I think putting more pressure on the ball. In the first half, we weren't containing the ball at all, and the guards were having their way getting to the basket and dishing and things like that. So we wanted to make sure that we did a better job of staying in front of the ball, helping our bigs out a little bit, and you know, just stepping it up on defense, the intensity part of it. And we were getting outworked, and we had to pick up the hustle a little bit. I thought we did a better job in that, particularly in the beginning of the second half.
Natalie, you guys only had 10 free throw attempts on Sunday. You had 20 tonight. Just talk about getting to the line and how important that was in the flow of this game.
Yeah, I think that was an emphasis, especially because not getting to the line as much. And, you know, shots weren't falling for me at first, so I just started attacking the basket, and I was able to get confidence there.
Devereaux, can you talk a little bit about your game defensively, the block shots, taking the charge, the tie-ups, just what you were doing tonight?
I think early on, I had the one foul, so I was trying to stand straight up and get the charges and be in the right spot at the right time, be there for the guards and help. In the second half, I didn't have as many, so I was trying to block shots more. I could be a little bit more aggressive, so I was going for the block a little bit more. But I really just wanted to be in the right place because I wanted to help me later on down the line, so I'm still in the right spots.
Dev, you set a career high in blocks, but how difficult was it going up against 2 6-footers that didn't really give an inch under the basket?
Yeah, they were good. They're an extremely athletic team. They're a really good post. So it was a challenge, but that's what we needed today was to the emphasis was on the post and not giving them easy baskets and blocking them out. And the guards did a great job of helping me on the lobs. And if I was behind, getting in front of the ball or getting in front of the post so they couldn't make easy passes and pressuring the ball. So the guards helped a lot out on that. And I just tried to force them out and make their shots as difficult as possible.
John Crumpacker, San Francisco Chronicle. Question for Natalie. Do you think your style of play presented a matchup problems for this Cal team?
Well, I think them trying to get up and pressure the ball made it a little easier for me to get a step on them because they were so close. So they were crowding me, doing a really good job of that, and so it was easier for me to get a step on them and use my momentum to and strength to just finish at the basket.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Skylar, when you look at Devereaux's line tonight, what impressed you more about her game? The leading the team in assists or the blocks, the rebounds?
She's taking my job because I took hers the other day. Well, the 14 rebounds, I mean, that's just something that's regular now to her game, and she's definitely been stepping that up. And you know, she's been challenged on that all year. I think she's done a great job of stepping up. But the 5 assists, she's a good passer, and you know, she gets the ball and initiates the offense sometimes on the first pass. So that doesn't surprise me. With 7 blocks, I think that's crazy. I mean, she's in good defense. She's helping us out a lot, and I think. If this is a couple years ago, maybe some of those would have been fouls, but I think she's done a great job of making sure she put her body in a good position, keeping her hands straight up, and her timing is good too. So I mean, she's a lifesaver to us guards sometimes, most of the time. But I mean, it's just impressive stat line.
Skylar, when do you know it's time to score, to go to the basket? Okay, you know, we're not in the flow. When do you know it's my time?
When coach tells me. So just looking for opportunities to set my teammates up, and a lot of times now I think they play me more for the pass. So it just opened up things. And when you got, you know, Natalie attacking like she is, so many people and attention are on her. I'm surrounded by good shooters, and then I can throw anything to Dev and she'll catch it. So I mean, that opens up stuff for me. And I think tonight in particular, my teammates did a good job of finding me. I got a lot of cuts underneath and things like that, and just trying to, you know, push the tempo and find opportunities. And when it got close, I mean, I think my instinct just kicked in, like, you know, it's time to go now. And but I think we do a good job of playing off each other.
This is for any of the 3. You've out-rebounded the 2 best teams in the country. Does that send a message?
We're still not where we need to be. I'm sure we still have a lot of rebounding drills to do. So, I mean, it's all right for right now, but we still have a lot of improvement to make in these next couple of weeks.
You know, I think that was the key to the game was rebounding, and so, you know, for us it was an emphasis all week in practice, so we really had an emphasis on that, and it's just in our minds, and we knew we had to do that in order to win.
I think that's something we've been struggling with all year. So for us to do that, I think that's a step in the right direction.
For either one of the seniors, just talk about your last game here at home.
You know, at halftime, we were, you know, it just was kind of a calming feeling. We were like, we know this is our last game, but, you know, it was kind of like a 0-0 game. We knew what we had to do going into it, and I think as seniors, we knew that this was not going to be our last game played, even though it was here, and we just wanted to go out with a bang.
Yeah, it's a little bit more comforting knowing it's not your last game ever played, so I think I'll be all right.
Last question for the student athletes. Okay, thank you.
Meet tomorrow and give out some articles and do some stuff, but not practice. Okay.
Questions for Coach McGraw?
Was that as good of a game that Devereaux played, at least that second half?
Yeah, she really played well. I thought she was everywhere. A couple of offensive rebounds that she kicked out, and we could use another 30 seconds, I thought were really key in that stretch. But just to be able to count on her to come up with so many big rebounds, and her assists today I thought were phenomenal too. But the block shots, like Skylar said, we had trouble containing the ball, and to have her behind us ready to block a shot was really what helped our defense in the second half.
Talk about the 4-minute 5-steal performance of your team. Was that something you told them to come out with? Did you change the defenses around, or is it something that just kind of happened because that's how they are?
We switched defenses at halftime, and we talked about kind of gapping a little bit more, helping out a little bit more, putting a little more pressure on the ball, and then when the drive came, the guards were attacking the ball a little bit more, and I thought that was pretty effective.
Coach, Skylar only had 6 points at the half, but she finished with 21. But you know, Natalie really carried the team in the first. How great is it having, you know, two elite guards that force other teams to guard?
You know, we've got 3 really good guards that can really score. They can get their own shot. They can do so many things. Kayla McBride in the last game, and then today Natalie and Skylar really took over. I think Sky, she knows when it's time to go, and we have a couple of plays that we call for her, and then that's how she knows it's her time. And she really went to the basket well. We talked about the ball screen at halftime. We need to attack and off the ball screen a little bit more, and I thought she was effective. And that 3-point play, as I said earlier, was a big key second half.
Can you talk a little bit about the perimeter shooting? You know, your 3-point shooting from Liberty game and tonight, just how much of a concern that is and why you think it's you had the numbers you had?
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit because we've shot it a lot this week. We're playing at home. I thought it would be better. We missed some really open looks too. I think we've had games like that we've struggled with, and then we've had games where we'll go 7 for 16 and shoot it a little bit better. So I'm not worried about it right now. We don't rely on it as much. I think we really rely on putting it on the floor and trying to attack the basket. So I think we were smart to stop at 9. We were 0 for 6, I think, at halftime. We talked about we didn't really want to shoot anymore, or maybe 1 for 6, and so that was definitely the plan, was not to shoot as many in the second half.
In the first half, they were able to throw the ball over the top. What did you do to stop that?
Yeah, second half we played behind and tried to double down. Actually, we're supposed to be doing that a little bit in the first half too, but we kind of got a better plan, I thought, defensively, to play behind, try to push them off the block, and then come with a double team. We were able to do that a little bit out of the zone, but second half I thought we had a little more ball pressure, so it made the entry pass a little bit tougher.
Coach, Brittany didn't do a whole lot that showed up in the stat sheet tonight, but she seemed to be disrupting them quite a bit. What did you take from what she did tonight?
Well, she's our best defender, and she was the one that was going to go to double. She's our smartest player, so she just really has a great basketball IQ. She knows when to go and double the post, when to leave her man, and I thought she did that really well. I thought that was a big key for us.
Coach, what goes through your mind when you see Skylar take the hit she did and go sprawling on the floor and kind of slow to get out?
Yeah, that was certainly not an intentional foul by an individual. It was a play that happened in the game, and I was worried. I was worried that when she got up, I felt a lot better.
Vic Winbury, Insider. Coach Gottlieb spoke about how before the game you came over and talked to her and said that next year the Bears are going to be a top 10 team. Can you talk about their effort today and what you think their future holds?
Yeah, they've got a great future. I mean, I think she's a phenomenal coach, and they've got great young talent, but they have all the pieces, and they play hard. They worked hard defensively. That was about as good as anybody's played us defensively in a while. I mean, we really had to work for everything we got. I think she uses her bench well. I mean, they run good stuff. I think they're going to be definitely a top 10 team, if not early in the season, certainly by the end of the year.